Welcome to another episode of Frontline Conversations. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, chairman of Hero Enterprise and the patron founder of Serendipity Arts Festival. The festival, held each December in Panaji, Goa, is the only one in the country to bring together visual arts, theatre, music, literature, dance, culinary arts, and craft under one roof. This year marks its 10th edition with 35 plus curators, proof that what started out as an ambitious idea has become something far larger. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
When the festival began, the goal was to create an interdisciplinary space where different art forms could interact with each other. 10 years on has stayed true to that vision. What's changed along the way?
If anything, actually, it's become more so. When we started, it was completely uncommon to have multiple art forms at the same place in the same festival. So it looked like a bit of an odd thing. But the response from year one has been wonderful, which encouraged both the artists, the curators, and the organizers to actually do more. So now about 40 to 50% of the festival has projects which have not just multiple disciplines, but are interdisciplinary in themselves as well. So in that sense, it's quite unique. Also, it's a festival which welcomes everybody. So everyone is welcome. It's a large festival which attracts a footfall of about 100,000 a day. It gets visitors from 50 or 60 countries, including, of course, many from India, many from Goa itself. And it also has artists from about 30 different countries. So it's truly an international global festival, which is quite unique in every aspect. It also works with a very large number of curators. In most years, we would have 12 to 14 curators. But this being the 10th year, it's a special one. So we're making a very big effort. We have 35 curators working with us this time. So it is, in that respect, quite a unique initiative.
So as a businessman, why did you choose an art festival? Why art? And why specifically Goa, of all cities in India?
So my belief is that for any of us, there is a left brain and a right brain. There's a harder side and a softer side. There's a technical side and a more liberal art side in each of us. And I think it's important for us to be truly successful, to tap into our potential. We have to tap into both. I also believe that business managers who are exposed to the arts actually make better decisions than those who are not. And business can also help the arts. So it's actually a very nice combination because each of them has their own strengths, but by themselves, they're incomplete. So, which is why we first started a foundation in 1999 in Ludhiana first for the performing arts. And then in 2014, we set up the Serendipity Arts Foundation in Delhi, which does the festival in Goa. And because this is our 10th year, we are going to 10 different cities, including 3 overseas, to talk to people, to expose them to different art forms, because we have artists, residents, curators, researchers, innovators, all of them working with us. We want to expose them to different environments and cities. We want to expose the cities to what we do. So we are, for example, a unique festival where culinary arts are given as much exposure and importance as the performing arts or visual arts, and as much exposure to performance arts as distinct from performing arts. So much so that I am currently, along with some friends of mine, also writing a book actually on the culture and legacy of eating out in Delhi. So this, I believe, is important. It's part of our life form, and our cultures in India are such that there's almost no family, no festival, no event which does not take place without a special kind of food being made only for that occasion. So I think it's important both to celebrate, to research, and learn from these.
The 2024 edition focused on exploring AI and other technology mixed with human creativity. But the festival also celebrates heritage craft and traditional forms. Can both coexist, or do you see one inevitably overshadowing the other?
So that's one of the things we have been doing is learning from our past and our history, therefore focus on traditional arts, tribal arts, artisanal skills, but at the same time focused on today and tomorrow. So right from the first festival in 2016 itself, we had presented some projects on arts and science. Then we did projects on arts and technology. We've done projects on arts and health. And we've done projects exactly as you said on artificial intelligence and how that is impacting art. We've also looked at the business of art. We've looked at how the new forms of art can be traded in a different manner because of the cryptocurrencies available. Will the NFTs make a difference to how art is received in terms of ownership? So we actually investigate all aspects. We also look at there is a market out there for fake art. So what does it do to real art and artists and art dealers and art distributors? So we like to investigate and open all of these for platforms, for conversations as well. We also run conferences and conclave with academics and researchers. The idea is to create a platform where everyone is welcome and all aspects of arts and culture and how it impacts our lives is looked at. So technology, of course, is an important one, but is only one of them.
You previously called Serendipity a space for conversation, experimentation, and relationship building. In times when creative freedom often feels constrained, does the festival see itself as offering artists room to breathe or push back?
So that's one of the opportunities that we've provided to artists to be expressive, to come and express themselves. We encourage expression. Of course, we do not encourage disruption, but we encourage expression. And that is important to get a neutral ground where people can talk to each other, can explain to each other issues that concern them, that bother them. They can demonstrate. And arts, for a long time, has been used for expression, has been used for protest all through history. Artists, musicians, poets have created artworks and poems which were both greatly appreciative what was going on or protested what was going on. So that's why art is an incredible expression of human feelings, human emotions, of what's going on around us. And that makes this an important aspect. So it's good as entertainment, but it's also good as messaging, as getting a word out which you may not otherwise be able to do. So we focus a lot on messaging of things which they think are good values, on things like kindness, on relationships, on families, on civic responsibility, on social responsibility, on sustainability. Now, things which actually matter. But somebody may come and just look at something as an artwork, as a play, as a theater, and then go home. They may or may not see the message, which is fine too.
Now, most cultural festivals in India depend on private funding. Is that changing, or are we still waiting for a broader model to emerge?
I think it is important that the private sector gets more engaged, more involved, and contributes more than it has been doing. For a long time, the government was the only custodian of the arts in the country. Historically, it was the palaces first, then the traders, then the temples, then the traders, which became the custodians. Of late, of the last 50, 60, 70 years, it has been the government. And more private enterprises coming in, private museums are coming up, private theaters are coming up. So I think this is a wonderful thing, and which is one of the ideas that we had in today's conversation is to encourage and direct philanthropy in a deliberate manner that it also supports, encourages, and grows arts and culture.
Now, finally, before we wrap up the interview, as you enter the second decade, what are you most looking forward to?
So what we are hoping is that that the Goa festival has established itself as a place which belongs to Goa, as a festival. It's a people's festival. And please note, it's a festival on which we have never put our own company's brand or a family names. It's been designed as a neutral platform where everyone is welcome. And the most delightful thing is that everybody believes it's theirs, and which was our attempt. I'm hoping in the next phase, we will be able to create more permanent establishments which are able to do this around the year, not just once a year, not just now and then, which is why the attempt to do more research, to do more publications, to create more permanent establishments. So there are multiple initiatives on which definitely will show up in these 10 years.
Thank you so much for joining us today for Frontline Conversations.
Thank you.